Hey everyone, and welcome. So today, we're going to talk about something kind of wild, a rocket that taught us a ton before it even took off. Yep, we're diving into the story of Starship 10 and how a simple launch delay actually turned into this amazing lesson in how to innovate.
This quote from Emmanuel Mello just nails it, right? Imagine a rocket that could redefine humanity's future in space. That's what this is all about. We're not just talking about chucking a piece of metal into orbit here. No, this is about completely rewriting the rulebook for our future in space.
All right, so let's set the scene. August 25th, 2025. All eyes are glued to Boca Chica, Texas. Now, spoiler alert, the launch didn't happen. It got scrubbed because of bad weather. But, and this is the cool part, what happened on the ground, the way they handled it, the problem-solving we all got to see, that whole thing sparked this huge global conversation and ended up being a lesson in itself. Okay, Section 1, a moment in Texas. So why are we even talking about a delay? What made it so much more than just, well, a setback? Turns out, sometimes a launch that doesn't happen can teach you just as much as one that does. Yeah, it's all about how you look at it, right? This wasn't a failure, not at all. It was more like a live, public test of adaptability. We all got to watch this incredible team dealing with curveballs in real time, and that really drove home a key point. In space travel, the real skill isn't just launching rockets, it's navigating the unexpected setbacks. All right, Section 2, designing through failure. And this whole idea of learning from your mistakes, for SpaceX, that isn't just some happy accident. It's actually built right into their DNA, into their whole philosophy. And honestly, this is where it gets super interesting. You have to see this as part of a much bigger story. Space exploration is like a relay race, right? Each mission passes the baton to the next. Apollo lit the fire. The space shuttle showed us reusability wasn't just sci-fi. And even something like the SN8 crash, which looked like a total disaster, was actually an absolute goldmine of data. Every single one of these moments, good or bad, is just a stepping stone. And that brings us to this key idea, iterative testing. So what is that? Basically, SpaceX's whole game plan is to build it, fly it, test it, and sometimes break it on purpose. They do it all out in the open. A fiery crash isn't a PR nightmare, it's just more data. So failure isn't just something they put up with, they literally build it into the process to learn and move faster than anyone else. Okay, so Section 3, the classroom in the sky. This whole engineering approach has a ripple effect, right? It's bigger than just rockets. So how does all this high-tech stuff actually become a real lesson for all of us, for students, for educators? How does it turn the sky into a classroom? I love this idea. Starship is basically a giant flying textbook. Think about all those things you learn in school, physics, aerodynamics, material science, all that math. Suddenly, it's not just a bunch of formulas on a whiteboard anymore. It's real. You can see the thrust. You can see the engineering at work. It's the ultimate show, don't tell for STEM. And what's so cool is that you don't have to be a rocket scientist to engage with this. Educators can totally run with it. You can talk about the stainless steel design one day, then have your students build model rockets the next. Or, hey, fire up a game like Kerbal Space Program and let them try to fly to orbit themselves. It just makes learning so much more hands-on and, frankly, a lot more fun. And it's not just about the hardware, it's about the people too. You've got leaders like Gwynne Shotwell, the president and COO of SpaceX, who is just this incredible role model, showing everyone what strong, diverse leadership looks like in a field like this. And then there's the whole team's vision. It all sends this powerful message to young people everywhere: dream big. Go after those huge, crazy, impossible-sounding goals. So let's pull back for Section 4, lessons for a spacefaring future. We've talked about the engineering, the education, but what's the end game here? What does this all mean for the big picture of humanity actually becoming a spacefaring species?
Okay, look at this. This chart says it all. For decades, space travel has been, well, crazy wasteful. It's like building a brand new 747, flying it once, and then throwing it in the ocean. Just nuts. Starship completely flips that script. Full reusability, cleaner fuel. This is the answer to making space travel sustainable. It's about building a future out there that can actually last.
And as we get closer and closer to that future, the problems start to change. They stop being purely about engineering and start becoming about, well, philosophy, about ethics. The idea of actually living on another planet forces us to ask some really, really big questions.
And we're not talking about stuff for a sci-fi convention panel here. These are real debates we need to be having, like right now. Where do we put our money? Space exploration or problems here on Earth? If we go to Mars, what are our responsibilities? How do we not mess it up? thinking through these things is just as important as building the rocket, because it's about building the kind of future we actually want to live in.
So, when you boil it all down, that Starship 10 launch attempt, it was never just about bad weather. It was so much more. It was a lesson in resilience we all got to see live. It was a masterclass in how to engineer through failure, and maybe most importantly, it was the start of a massive conversation about what's next for us all.
And that brings us to the final question to chew on, as we get ready to take this huge leap to become a species that lives on more than one world. Maybe the biggest challenge isn't the rocket science. Maybe it's us. It's about the wisdom we decide to pack for the trip. So, what lessons from right here on Earth do you think are the most important ones to take with us to the stars?